Hi, this is Mimi and Sammy from Mimi's Paper Crafting. I have my special little helper here today, and I want to make another one of these ring-bound mini albums. This is just 2 pieces of chipboard and 4 papers and some trim and some deco, and makes a really cute little mini album. So let's do a quick little flip through, and then I have everything off to the side what we need, and I have a dachshund helping me today. Okay, so page 1, I just have a large photo mat for the picture of the birthday girl. These are for my nieces. And then here is 2 little photo mats in a pocket, and it's also a flip up, so you can add more photos or journaling. A little pop and twist. And as you work a pop and twist, it does get easier to use. Then we have a waterfall. It's magnetic, and that's even more room. The only one I decorated was the top one, so that leaves plenty of room. And then we have this little flip out and a doggy ear. Here's this little, I don't know what this is called, but I have a die to make it, and then there's a piece to pull out. This was tied. As you could probably tell, I've done this intro way too many times now. And then it's just an accordion. And on the last page, I have 2 smaller 2x3 photo mats. Okay, so let's get started and make this. I will go through everything you need, and yeah, we'll get started. Okay, so what you need is a hole punch. I have my crocodile. A ruler if you want to get really specific with your measuring of your holes. You really don't have to. If you would like some eyelets, I used eyelets on the pages. 3 rings. I don't know what size these are. Maybe 3/4 of an inch, 5/8, 7/8. I don't know. I do have a ruler, so we can measure these. So they're a little over maybe 1.25 inches. Okay, I'm going to put my ruler away because I am actually going to use my original album as my template. Okay, so you need 1 really long piece of ribbon. Hold on. Okay, Sammy decided he didn't want to help anymore. You need 1 really long piece of ribbon to tie up your accordion. And then I just have, and it looks like I lost a piece of, no, here it is. You just need some trims. I have pom-pom, 3 different color ribbons that match everything. I tried to match to the paper collection, and then twine to tie it all together. And the paper collection is It's Your Birthday Girl from Echo Park. And then you need double stick tape. If you're a double stick tape type person, I am. So you need 2 pieces of chipboard, 5x7. This is pretty thick chipboard. 2 pieces of cardstock to cover your chipboard, 8 inches by 9 inches. So that's 1 for each piece. And then you need 4 pieces of 5x7 cardstock. This is 60-pound Astro Brights, 65-pound Astro Brights. By the time you're done putting everything on it, it makes it very thick. You need 1 piece for your cover, and I cut this 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then you need 10 pieces for the rest of your album. Now, because I made 2 albums with it, I knew I wouldn't have enough to do a back panel, so my back is blank, is empty. So these all need to be 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, and you need 10 to cover the inside covers and front and back of each page. Then you need, I think this one for the cover, right? That's for the cover, or is it? It doesn't really matter. One of these is for the cover. One of these is to cover the front of the waterfall. You need magnets if you want to magnetize it. And one of these is to cover the pocket. Okay. Then you need 2 photo mats that are 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. I did one of each of my main colors. You need 5 pieces. I did 3 in the main color, 2 in an accent color, and these are 3 1/2 by 4, scored at 1/2 inch on the 4-inch side. Okay. You need 3 pieces. This is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. This is a die. The die will be linked down below, and I did it in the opposite color, and this is a photo mat to go in. This will be a pocket. Okay, I don't know the size of that off the top of my head. When we get started, I'll measure it. And then you need the photo mat, which is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then you have these 2 pieces. This will be a flip out. It's already scored. Everything's cut and scored. And then underneath will be the photo mat. So here are the 3 pieces you need for the pocket. This is 4 by 8, scored at 4 inches on the 8-inch side. And then I think these are 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then this, like I said, everything's scored. These might have to be cut down a little bit, depending on how crazily I glue. But that's that. And then there's 2 pieces for the accordion. 5 1/4 by 9 3/4, scored at 3 1/4. And then one last piece, 5 1/4 by 3 1/2, scored at 1/4. And these will be connected, and that'll be our accordion. And then here is our pop and twist mechanism. This is also a die. If you know how to cut a pop and twist, go for it. I have a die. It's just easier for me. And then this is 4 1/2, 8 1/2 by 6 1/4, scored at 4 1/4. And that'll be the pop and twist in the middle. And then this will be a little photo mat that comes out the top. Okay. That's everything you need, and we will get started. Okay, let's get started here. Okay, so this is sped up 2 1/2, 3 times. I'm not sure. This entire mini album without the cutting. I cut the stuff the night before. Took me 45 minutes to put together, but that was without cutting all the papers and doing the die cutting. Okay, so first we're just going to cover up the one side of our chipboard with double stick tape, and please, please, please always remember to burnish. Okay, it gives you a much better hold. Now, how I figured out the sizing was doing exactly what I'm doing here, but as you'll see, the paper's the wrong way. Also, notice I'm using my Cricut weeding tool to take the tape off the paper, because with these nails, I cannot remove the paper from the tape anymore. So I'm putting it at between the 1 inch from the top, 1 inch from the bottom, and the size of my ruler from the edge, both of them. Now this is Mini Album Making 101. You will see what I do here. You want to score, and I score by just bending it like that. You want to cut off some of the bulk. We'll do this for both. This is what you do when you make any kind of mini album. I will tell you though, most of the time when I make mini albums, whether they're with a spine or ring bound or whatever, I do usually cover with craft wrapping paper first, and then I don't have to use as much cardstock. However, the craft wrapping paper I have is from the Dollar Tree, and it rips way too easily. So I have to get new craft wrapping paper. And I just got this paper pack. My boyfriend grabbed it for me when he saw it, and it's Astro Brights, 72 pieces of colored 12 by 12 cardstock, 65 pound for $10. They used to sell it at Target and stuff like that, but it was under the Nina brand then. But Nina owns Astro Brights. Now you'll find it as Astro Brights instead of Nina. But then you also know that Astro Brights is good paper because Nina is good paper. I'm just taking off. I bend like this to get it around the bottom, the side edge to get a nice seal. I bend in the insides a little bit if they're sticking out so you don't have that pointy end sticking out, and just wrap around. This is how you do a mini album, whether it's a spine or a ring bound. But I do have to tell you, I love a ring bound mini album. Now I'm just looking for the cover. I did mark it with the word cover, so I wouldn't forget. It is slightly smaller than the rest of the papers. And now I'm looking for the paper that has the cut aparts on the back, and those will be our insides. And I'm putting these here because the other ones I use the A side and the B side on each page. So you'll see that when I'm gluing them on, if I have a paper and I put the A side down, I use the B side on the flip side. It's such pretty paper. I love the black. I feel like the black is so nice that you don't really see birthday unless it's your over the hill birthday paper. You don't really see black birthday paper. And that bubble up in the corner too. I love that bubble for some reason. And I don't know, I don't remember if I said this in the intro. Like, I'm doing the voiceover like 4 days after I filmed this. So I don't remember what I said in the intro, but I am making these for my wonderful nieces. They both have birthdays coming up this summer. One in June, one in August, right? Mom, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, and if my nieces are watching, hi girls. I love them so much. They're the sweetest little sweethearts. So yeah, that's who I'm making these for. So I'll give them to my brother and my sister-in-law, and they can fill them out and do whatever. And I also used up the last of the paper and made cards. So I'll give them some of those too. Now, to get the holes, I'm using my Tim Holtz centering ruler, and I mark at 0 and 2 on each side. And my crocodile, whatever it was at, I don't really know. I think it was at maybe not quite half an inch. I can't tell, quarter of an inch. I don't know what it was at. That's just where I punched. I didn't adjust that little black lever on the side, is what I'm saying. Whatever that was at, that's where I stopped. But you go as far as you want to go. You do you. Also, if you're going to use eyelets, put them on in the next step. Don't do what I did with the first one I made, which is decide after I did the pages to put eyelets on, and then ruin some of the pages. We're not going to talk about that though, okay? So I'm just pulling out some blue eyelets. These eyelets, I believe, are linked in my storefront. I get them on Amazon. They're very inexpensive. And yes, I struggle to get eyelets in every time. Tell me down below, do you struggle with eyelets? It's so bad. It's so hard for me. I don't get it. So I'm only going to show you doing one, and then I do the rest off camera because it takes me way too long. So we're going to start on the first page, and this is the 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 photo mat, which is for a picture of the birthday girl right on the front page. And then we go to the next page where we do the pocket, which is 4 by 8 scored at 4 on the 8-inch side and covered with a 4 by 4 cut apart. I mimicked the original one exactly. So each page is the same as the first mini album, just so there's no, well, hers is different than mine. They're the same, just different colors, which might be a problem, but that's for my brother and my sister-in-law to deal with, not me. Oh, I'm putting on the cover one. And I think I put it on crooked. Okay, so the next page now is the pop and twist. Oh, we're doing the last page first because they were on top, and it's just 2.25 by 3.25 photo mats. But now we're going to do the pop and twist. Like I said, the pop and twist is a die. It's also linked in my Amazon storefront. So we're going to glue this on as a top pocket. And then I have a photo mat to go inside. Also, with all the scraps that I had left, I didn't have much after making cards. I did make tabs to pull all these out. And maybe I will do a short to show you how easy it is to make tabs. And if you don't know how to make tabs, let me know down below if you would like to see how I easily make tabs. And then this, you just bend in, make it look like a little house. If you can make a pop and twist, go for it. But I find the die cut, the metal die I have, is so much easier for me. I struggle with the pop and twist cutting it down by myself. Now we're just going to glue it in, which you put a little glue on the roof. As I say, it looks like a little house to me, and I'm going to put a measuring tape on top of it. Next is our accordion. So we're going to fold on all the folds and attach that one last piece. Be careful when you attach. Mine ended up slipping, and I'm glad I caught it before the glue held, because Barely Art glue holds very fast. So we're going to do that. We're going to put some double stick tape. Make sure your accordion pulls out opposite from your rings. You don't want to pull it out towards your ring. You want to pull it out the other way. And now we're just going to find the center of our ribbon, put it around. Also make sure you have enough ribbon. I did not on my last one. So whoever gets that one, sorry girls, you're going to have to learn how to tie a very short bow. Only because I was not paying attention. Now we have this little piece here. Now I'm going to tell you, you could just cut this in one piece. I cut it this way because that's how I cut my original one. My original one had another flip out, and that's why it was cut this way. There was another flip out the other side, so it opened on both sides, and when I put the eyelets in, it got screwed up, and that is how I learned my lesson about the eyelets. There you go. Next, we're going to do this page, and this is also going to be a pocket, but it's going to pull from the side. And then this is another die. I absolutely love this die too. It's so adorable. You just fold it like Mountain Valley accordion, fold it, and then you're going to take glue and put it on this tiny strip on the bottom, attach this piece, and once it's dry and you attach it to the page, you pull up on the handle and it will expose a picture underneath. And then there is another, and I will add after it's not even on camera. I don't do them on camera because I don't think about it till the end. Putting tabs on those to be able to pull them out easy. Well, my camera stopped recording and you missed me putting on a waterfall, but here you are. You're going to see me add my magnets. Now my magnets are not pre adhesive, no, it doesn't have adhesive already on it. So I am using Gorilla Super Glue with the brush, and it works great. I'm just going to add this piece underneath just like I did on the other one. And then now that that magnet is dry, I'm going to brush on some more glue on the top magnet, and make sure that you give yourself a little bit of room here. You don't want it completely flush because you're going to add pictures and it'll bulge. Once that's dry, I trim down this cut apart to fit, And then I'm going to glue it on to cover the magnet. Now you don't have to cover the magnets, especially if you're going to cover this. Like I normally wouldn't cover this because I'd be putting a photo there, but since it's technically a gift and they wouldn't know that, I'm covering it. So here are all my trims and my rings, and we're just going to put this album together since it is now officially done except for decorations. And I'm just going to line up all the holes and run a ring through it. Now I love a good ring journal or a ring mini album because you can make it as fat as you want and all you have to do is replace the rings. And they make, I think, up to 4-inch rings. So if you wanted to, you could really bulge out a mini album or a journal, or you can move things around. Ring journals and ring mini albums are really amazing just for those two things. Now I line these up as best as I can. I cut them mostly to the same size. You know, when you're cutting everything all at once, you're just estimating. And I'm going to knot this baker's twine, which I got from the Dollar Tree. It's one of those that come in the 4-pack, the smaller, thin little rolls. And I'm going to knot it a few times and then tie a nice bow in the front to leave this pom-pom and this ribbon together. And then the last thing I'm going to do, because I realize that there are gems on the first one, is grab these gems from Target and put the blue on to match the blue paper because I used the purple on the other to match the purple paper. And there you go. Okay, there you go. I'm not going to decorate this one on camera. I just did very simple decorations, but it's all done, all ready to go. I pop and twist. It takes a little while to get it going, and then eventually it'll do very well. But I made the pages exactly the same, each one. That way there's no problems. But there you go. Thank you for joining me today. Like I said, I didn't decorate. I did put the gems on the cover, but that's it. I will decorate off camera. It's just throwing down a few stickers. Not that big of a deal. I didn't want to over decorate. I didn't know what they wanted to use these for, how much they'd want to put in here. So I didn't want to over decorate. And like I said, these are for my wonderful nieces. One's going to be 13 and one's going to be 11. So yeah. Thanks for joining me today. Comment down below if you think you're going to make a mini album like this. It's just so easy. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and have a great rest of your day.